this feeling like it's starting now, starting now. I feel adventurous with you, and there is nothing that can hold us back, hold us back. We can do what we wanna do, 'cause we got all the time in the world, for better or worse. We should stay together, so let's stay young and in love. We should focus on us forever. Yeah, baby, if you are feeling like I do, we could run away across the ocean. Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go, we'll be alright. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. Doesn't matter if we make mistakes, which I can promise that we'll do. Just hold my hand and we will be okay. Yeah, it's true, 'cause we got all the time in the world, for better or worse. We should stay together, so let's stay young and in love. We should focus on us forever. Yeah, baby, if you are feeling like I do, we could run away across the ocean. Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go, we'll be alright. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you.
Oh my gosh. Can you guys hear me now? You can hear me now, right? Can you hear me now? Okay. No, you still can't hear. You still can't hear. Okay, you can hear me now. Fantastic. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Hump Day. Can you believe it's the end of March tomorrow? Can you believe that it's the end of March? That March has gone so quickly, but it's only March because so much has happened. Like, Jesus. I'm telling you, the end of year review this year is going to be something. That's even if I'm still alive and haven't died of exhaustion from keeping a track of the royals. Those of you who came, um, I think it's fair to say that we all had a really good time. And I feel like we'll have a good time also at the end of this year because there'll be a lot to celebrate, but there'll also be a lot to reflect on. But anyway, welcome to the podcast, everyone. I'll see what you're saying. Patricia, good morning to you. Betty, it stated it insisted that Andrew, who she wanted to escort for the service. I can't remember who said it. Please do forgive me. It was either Pagan or Henry VIII. Made a very good point about the way this institution reinforces generational trauma. Because she had Andrew escort her out, like Charles isn't right there, like Edward isn't right there, like Anne, her only female child, isn't right there. Not like any of those other people are innocent either, but in comparison to Andrew, she could have had anyone else escort her into that service for her deceased husband, but she still chose Andrew. Oi. Um, yeah, also to the unbelievers who kept saying that Betty, a 95-year-old brain and heart, are not functioning well, I hope that they see both function perfectly well on matters concerning Andrew. Exactly. Oi. Cho Desisi. Well, what do we have here? A steady flow of her morality being very frail or her mental stability. Power and wealth go together. That's the stage she's known all her lifetime. Yep. And all that power and privilege and not using it wisely. Good morning, everyone. If you're joining us, thumbs up, please. Gonna make a quick one today, unless you have a lot to say. Yes, thank you for showing what's going on there. Oh, there we go. Yes, this is a troll-free channel. Thank you, Annie, for reminding everyone. I had to start deleting comments on yesterday's video. Now, I don't know if all of those comments were haters or some of them were squaddies. But a lot of excusing Andrew because she's the Queen's son, she's his son. What's she meant to do? She's meant to do what any responsible mother would do, and that's hold her son accountable for his actions. And at the very least, if Andrew was going to come, he should have just sat at the back. Putting him front and center and letting him sit at the center, to me, is just despicable. It's a slap in the face to assault victims. It's a middle finger to the British public. And I never want to ever hear anyone coming for me or anyone who has anything to say about Betty ever again. If anybody ever side-eyes me for saying anything about Gangster Gang Gang again, I will slap you like Willie, big big Philly style. Because at this point, it's very, very loud and clear what the values of this institution are. That it's okay for you to be a pervert, but it's not okay for you to marry a biracial woman and have children with her and be married to her. Oi. Yes, Faya, please do make yourself a hot cup of tea. Mm. Hello, Sandy. Yeah, it's crazy, but we're trying to keep a level head. Mm. I think did we have a new member? Hello, Daniel Medical. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much for your support, Daniel. Thank you, everyone, for your support. And also, guys and dolls, never feel bad about the fact that you can't contribute, or maybe you've become a member, as you want some thing that I expect at all. Quite frankly, if you have spare money, I would rather you give it to one of Harry or Meghan's charities. So never feel bad about the fact that you can't give anything to me. I appreciate that you tune in, and that for me is always going to be enough. Yes, Janita, everything is being exposed. We are the the and people are getting exposed. Yes, uniquely me. She wanted her favorite son to escort her. These people have absolutely no shame. Yeah, and Marit, she has done nothing for Harry. Harry, who, as we speak, is preparing for the Invictus Games to help wounded soldiers. That's what Harry's doing right now, and she's done nothing to help him. It's despicable. It's just despicable. Oi. Um, Alrighty, let's. Yeah, Joanne. Sorry, Joan. She basically told the whole world that he could do no wrong in her eyes. Yes, Julia absolutely disgraced herself yesterday, and to think that this is going to be probably one of her last major appearances because she definitely looked very, very frail. Crack me up. I am sure now why she did not want to speak when Diana died. There is something sinister and demonic about this woman. Absolutely. And I've never expected anything to sorry for Harry to say anything bad about his grandmother. And I think even if he disliked her, he would never say it publicly because he knows that he would be eaten alive. But at this point, I think even for his own sake, he shouldn't necessarily even say anything good about her anymore. I do think that Harry and Meghan need to be done with this institution because it's getting to a point now where this will be a turning point, and you just don't want to be associated with anything they have to do anymore. So I hope that Harry and Meghan are just wise enough to keep it diplomatic. You can send your, little letter of condolences as and when she passes, but just keep your distance going forward. Like there's nothing to be involved with now. There's nothing that them being involved now will come of no benefit whatsoever. Like Carolyn, Andy better enjoy it now because Charles might have him locked up when the Queen is gone. All of this for Andy, but nothing but hate for her grandson and his family. And that is actually a very good point because we are human and nobody has bigger egos than people in these elite positions. How much more favored Andrew is to the Queen than Charles. He may have bottled up resentment about that. And if he wants to look like a good king, you're right. There's no reason why he might not um throw Andrew into the fire to make himself look better. Because how good would that make him look if it was him um that gave Andrew his comeuppance? That's actually a very, very good point, Carolyn, and something that I didn't think about. So thank you for that comment. Bertha, I think they think because he paid the money, things should go back to normal. No, the North has not forgotten, and we will never forget because it's Well, thank you so much, Carol Lund, and happy Wednesday to you. Ha- I'm going out a bit. Me- Okay. I think you should be able to hear me now. Okay, thank you very much, Caroline, for the super sticker. Oh, thank you so much. Helena, just because you love your children doesn't mean you can't discipline them. Loving your children is to tell them what they're doing wrong. That I 100% agree with. So these crazy delusional comments coming from these tone deaf loyalists, like he's a teenager. Look at the displays of side piece privileges. I bet Philip could have wanted the usual talking points. Yeah. I mean, all the side chicks, three whole generations of side chicks, um, all on display yesterday. Absolutely obscene. Obscene, I tell you. Sound. So, okay, if you give me 30 seconds and I'm gonna just try something to make it a little bit more stable. One sec. Okay, I think things will be a little bit um better now. But if you missed any of what I said, I was just basically saying that Charles's jealousy about Andrew's closeness to Queen could get the better of him. Yes, crack me up, love. Kids are abused mentally in that family. I mean, I look at the faces of the Cambridge children and my heart just sinks because they didn't choose that life. I hope they can find freedom one day. Thank you so much, Carolyn Lund. So happy to have you here. Yeah, Church Nelly, to have PG center stage was just beyond the pale. And the backlash has been pretty swift. Although I do have questions about this because if you look at some of these headlines, it's royal fallout over Queen's ultimate act of love, royals dismay at Andrew, the pain and the stain. I do wonder now if it could be Charles and William briefing against Lizzie. Did they know that Andrew would be walking in with her? Did they want to wait and see what the reaction would be? And now that they know that the reaction has not been positive, I don't know why they thought that it would be. Now they're trying to distance themselves from it. I don't know. Ruth, I remember when there was a fuss because Liz didn't consult Parliament before giving Camilla a crown. Oh, I didn't actually know about that. I mean, I do wonder at this point, Parliament has a lot going on. So, I mean, I know that it may be a formality, but to the extent to which I think that Westminster cares right now, given they've got a whole bunch of other issues going on, I don't know how much they cared, if I'm honest. Yes, Annie, the mistresses look better than the wives. Let's take a look. 3 whole generations. I'm not gonna lie, I love Rose's coat and the hairpiece. I'd wear that on a cold day, not just to a funeral. Yes, Polena, that's the English upper class way of life. No morals. Ruth Lopez, I wonder why Harry didn't go to be with the adulterous pedos, pervs and liars. Yes, I wonder why. I do wonder why. And we are living in the era of receipts. I really don't think that the royals are ready for what's coming. And I'm just going to give an example about what I mean. Now, everybody was pretty much moving on from the slappity slap slap. um, Will had apologized, and as far as I was concerned, this is over. But there are some people out here that want to keep dragging it on. And this is the age of the internet, everyone. We have receipts. Jim Carrey deciding to come out now and give his 2 cents, saying, I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment. It was a selfish moment. And so, as you can imagine, everybody started coming out with the receipts about Jim Carrey, the fact that he tried to basically lip lock Will Smith once. Oh, and by the way, in case everyone's forgotten, because I certainly haven't, do you remember that time when Jim Carrey, when he was winning an MTV Movie Award, forced a kiss on to Alicia Silverstone? She was clearly disgusted and horrified. I think she was only like 19 at the time, and he was like 35. Oh, and the time when Jim Carrey broke up with Renee Zellweger the night she won her Oscar because he wanted one first. So, Jim Carrey, please sit down. And then we have Miss Zoe over here, Miss Zoe Kravitz, who commented on her Instagram saying, um, in the caption, "This is what I wore to an award show where we're apparently assaulting people now." And people started pulling up all the receipts about Zoe, like the stuff about her that I never even knew. And then you have BuzzFeed with this headline talking about a controversial display of black anger. And BuzzFeed, mind you, is the um, news outlet that hired Eddie Hall, who is pretty much just, I consider her a Megan Troll at this point. So I bring all this up to say, um, I don't think that the royal family is ready for what is about to hit them, because it's like the internet is just like ready with whole damn folders of stuff to come at people with anytime people want to f around and find out. And the royal family keep effing around, and it's like they think that the find out phase isn't gonna come. Um, yep, child, the ghetto. That's the royal family. Duchess of says, what can be done by the people in Parliament to remove the royal family from power? If it can be done. The thing is, the royals are so, and the whole system is so intertwined into um British life, that it would be a very I feel like it's a bigger thing than people are trying to make it. Um, like I feel like people try to make the abolition of monarchy something that's going to be very small for Britain, and oh, we can just get rid of the Windsors. Like, no, it's actually not that simple because they're so intertwined into our society, into our into Parliament. So you'd be almost like ripping the head off of Britain in a way, and it would cause it would cause such a how do I put this? It would cause such a culture war that I just feel like there are certain things that you can do to individual members of the Windsor clan that would almost be the equivalent of the abolition of monarchy without actually going through the formal process. I think I've spoken about this before. Maybe I could do a podcast where we can speak a little bit more in detail about this. Um, but I think the first step would be to get the royal family off of the taxpayers' purse string. I think that would be the first step, and something that even people who are royalists could possibly get behind. And that would start, hopefully, some kind of domino effect. The Academy is meeting today. They're meeting for Will Smith or to tell Roman Polanski to give his award back, or to tell Harvey Weinstein to give his 81 awards back. Yeah, Ruth Lopez. It wasn't black anger. It was pissed off husband anger. Uh, Carolyn, I don't think you're blocked, hun. Sorry if you couldn't comment. If you couldn't comment, I haven't blocked you. Okay. Dale, I'm so over it. This man stood up for his wife because Chris Rock couldn't keep Jada out of his mouth, and they're trying to make it look like what Chris did was okay for coming for Jada. So there's actually another clip circulating. This is what I mean about receipts of Chris Rock on the um sorry, I forget his name. Oh, Graham Norton. So this was a UK show. He was here in the UK, and he's talking about black women's weaves. He's talking about Michelle Obama. I think he was even coming for Beyonce. And what made this even worse is that Jodie Turner Smith's husband um was sitting there. And so it was disappointing for him also being married, that he's married to a black woman. But Jodie Turner Smith, to me, and I say this as a swirler, she's an example of how you don't swirl, because yeah, I feel like those of you who like know what Jodie Turner Smith is about, like, know what I'm saying. I won't get into it. But yeah, Chris Rock, like, there is a pattern, and as far as I'm concerned, um, Will Smith was just putting an end to the behavior, hopefully. And I better never hear black women coming out of Chris Rock's mouth ever again. Yeah, Church Nelly, these celebrities better not throw stones because their past will be introduced. There are so many things that I did not know about Zoe Kravitz before she decided to open her mouth, and she managed to get herself, her friends, Robert Pattinson, and her parents all dragged because they started bringing out everybody's receipts. Guys, can you believe that we still actually have Prince Harry's book and The Crown still to come? It's only the end of May. Jesus Christ. Uh, anyway, moving on from that, I will literally not um bring up the slappity slap again, but I just had to say that. Um, moving on from that, oh, it seems like the Rangers are on a mission. It's a losing mission, but Peter Hunt, who often tweets about the Royals, he got this warning from Twitter. It seems like people have been reporting him. And the particular tweet that he got a warning for was a tweet that said, "It's an image that conjures up colonial past at odds with a republic bound Jamaica, and in our BLM Windrush scandal world, they'll never do a royal tour like this again. The fact that they did is a reminder of the price the royals are still paying for purging good advisors in 2017." So I believe that this was the caption to a picture that he posted of Kate and William on the Range Rover in Jamaica, and people started reporting him for that. There was nothing offensive about that tweet. But I do think that the Derangers are getting desperate, and also the palace and their lackeys are getting desperate, because nobody is going to tell me that there is not bot or coordinated troll activity coming out of either Kensington Palace, Clarence House, or just the firm in general. I posted a response to um, something that Omid posted. So he had posted something about the Prince Philip Memorial, and I responded by saying, "Can anybody tell me what Philip has actually done in his life?" And I got a whole bunch of responses from these particular accounts that you can see here. All of these look like bot or burner accounts. Some of the stuff that they were responding to me, talking about how he was in the war, talking about how he founded the Duke of Edinburgh Award. And it's like, I'm sorry, but for me, that is like the bare minimum given the privileged life that this man lived. And so when I say, please tell me what Prince Philip or what other members of the royal family have done, you are going to have to give me examples of um, impactful work, especially now that we've got Harry and Meghan as a standard. Don't come to me with, they started this charity, they donated to that charity. We've seen what Harry and Meghan can do for organizations, and that is a level of impactful work that we expect now. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know, do be careful out here on these Twitter streets, because the bots, the fake accounts, and the troll accounts are alive and well. And this is what they usually look like. Ruth Lopez, the Academy needs to answer for bringing Rock on when he has a years-long history of attacking Jada Pinkett Smith. Well, to be honest, I could say that maybe some of Chris Rock's previous comments were very shady, but what he said the other night was just, it crossed a line. There's a difference between being like a little shady and being a little rude and literally crossing a line, you know? Cho, the drama they tried to manufacture if Harry was in attendance miserably failed. The rants from some bitter royalists are allowed to vent on air to TV to coercive control by the tabloid spin machine. Indeed. And the tabloid spin machine is thirsty for blood. Sooner or later, they're going to realize, you know what, we're not making enough money for these people. Harry and Meghan aren't coming back. We can't profit the way we used to anymore. And they'll turn on the royals. I feel like you're seeing the beginnings of it right now. And once the Queen is gone, that's it. Happy Wednesday, Diana, and everyone joining us. Maggie, other empires in the past have fallen, and this one will too. God is in control. The signs are there now. Yeah, these things are cyclical. I mean, come on. Rome fell. The Windsors can't. Yes, Joanne, I agree with you on JD Turner. Um, I feel like Jodie in the past has said that when she was very young, um, she always felt very disrespected by black men, and this is not unusual, especially for our darker skinned sisters. And she also said that a lot of the times the men who made her feel beautiful or who wanted her or made her feel wanted were white men. And this is not unusual at all. If I'm being very honest with you, this is very much my experience, and I think for a lot of black women. However, I I have never chosen to be in a relationship with a man of no color or a white man because of hurt that I felt or because of any ill treatment from, a black man. And I feel like her choice to swirl comes from a place of trauma. And so therefore she ended up with a man of no color who basically cheated on her, and who she had to propose to, even after he cheated on her. So I wish her peace and healing, but she really needs to get to the healing phase because she's just acting up all over the place, and it doesn't look good on her, and it doesn't look good, um, being that she is a black woman, in an interracial relationship so public, because black women, white male couples are still they're not. I mean, it's becoming like more of a thing, but it's still like not the norm. And when you are in that position, I don't know. I'm just speaking as a swirler, like she don't rep for me. Crack me up, love. Royal family is shady in all areas, and they don't have Harry to take the fall. Let them all get what they deserve. Indeed, Karma knows everybody's address. Uniquely me. I know you're a sweller as well. Um, yes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, I get so much heat from other swirlers for saying that I don't like her. Like, give me a break. Yeah, we'll had a Libra moment. Ruth Lopez, what did Zoe do? Go on her Instagram if she still has the picture up, and just read the captions on her last two pictures. But she basically just came for Will. Yes, Walking Dead. How is displaying Andrew front and center in the best interest of the UK, especially given the image the UK has at the moment? Dale, hair loss is a personal thing. I work with women with this problem, and it's hard to see how hard they are. Yeah, I think more so for women, indeed, because some of our femininity is often linked to our hair, or at least society makes it that way. And I think Jada looks beautiful with her shaved head. I think she looks amazing. Yeah, Marsha, all of this Oscar crap and Pedro appearing has taken the spotlight off of Voldemort and Bones. Yeah. Gosh. I heard Chris Rock has a comedy show coming up and got sold out. Well, it's. I mean, it's not where I'd put my money. I don't want to be paying Chris Rock's bills. Yes, Caroline, the royals' behavior is giving the writers of The Crown great stories lined up, but I don't think this era will be recreated for The Crown for a very long time. I do hope though that by having this podcast that I have solidified my place. I've solidified my place in um a future episode of The Crown. How old is Blue Ivy? Was she like 5? So if we're gonna give it another 25 years, she can play me. I would like future writers of The Crown to know that I would like Blue Ivy to play me. CL, how about the time Philip had a rhino chase down so he could shoot it? Oh wow, didn't know about that. Yeah, he said and done some very weird things. Yeah, Suzuki, they're definitely bots. Do you know what? I think with this whole thing about bots and trolls, I feel like at this point, we have enough evidence to go to trial. We just don't have the last bit for a guilty verdict. And it's really revealing who is behind these bot accounts, or their names and faces, because we know that the palace has something to do with it. It's just getting past the last hurdle. But the truth is going to come out in one way or another. Kenneth, Chris Rock is self-loathing like Candace Owens and Wendy Williams. Well, we all remember, or I remember at least, that late night show he did where he was basically giving different comedians, I think Louis C.K., different white comedians, just a pass to use the N word, and it was just so. I think Ricky Gervais was there as well. It's just, oh yeah, he's been problematic for a long time. Hello, Bear Bear. I was waiting for somebody to say this. Do you know that was actually gonna be like the red writing on my thumbnail, Anas Horribles. But I wasn't sure if everybody would get the reference. But yes, 2022 is turning into another Anas Horribles of royal creation. And they create these problems themselves. Um oh gosh. Annie, can someone please tell me what color is love? Just asking. Love has no color. Love has no color at all. Yes, Kenneth. Jamaica is partnering with the US. Oh, I thought I had had that on a slide, but apparently I don't. Sorry about that. But yes, thank you for bringing that up. They will be partnering with the US, and I genuinely hope that it's an equal partnership and that Jamaica gets something good from it. Cho, it's a given seen as all works of life. The three triangulated power consists of the monarch, government, and UK press pack of conservative diehard parties. They pay to catch and kill all their stories. Yeah, it's a revolving door between government, the royals, and the press. Yes, Miss Levy, this is what I said the other day. Jada first spoke out about the lack of diversity at the Oscars. Then he said Jada wasn't invited. Then he carried on from there. Yeah, and the fact that he attacked her when she wasn't there, when the fact that she didn't come because she was standing up for the lack of diversity. So again, humiliating her when she wasn't there in front of a predominantly white space for standing up for the fact that there wasn't diversity. Just yeah, he's been problematic for a very long time. Mm. Hello, Oro. Thanks for joining us. Carolyn, Andy's still mad that Charles wouldn't let his daughters be working royals. Charles doesn't care. He can't stand Randy anyway. Yeah, it's gonna be a showdown when Betty's gone. Although I feel like the oldest woman in the UK right now is like 112 or something. Man, it could be a long time. And they'll keep using her for as long as they can. Yes, 50 is fabulous. Indeed, 50 is fabulous. The royal family really fumbled when they let Harry and Meghan go. They were their only chance to show they wanted to go into the future by having some color in the house. Well, you know what? Even if Meghan or had never married into the into the they could have still modernized. It's really at the end of it. Yes, there was an element of race um, and racism because Megan entered the family. But even if she had never entered the family, there was still so much they could have done to bring themselves into the future. And given that they failed with Megan in the family, goodness knows how much worse it would be had she never married in. They would have never had that 2 years of her and Harry working together and doing so many amazing things. All right. There was just one last thing that I wanted to show you. You just give me a sec because it's being a little bit funny. I wanted to show you a video of something. Hmm. Ah. Mm. Love, Mickey. Why didn't Andrew's kid sit next to him so poor Edward didn't have to? Um, well, the girls, if the girls were to sit next to him, they would have sat in the front row. And so because of their position, I don't think they would have been sat in the front row. And maybe even the girls, because remember, aren't they starting a podcast, one of them about, assault survivors? So I think even they perhaps want to keep a relatively safe distance. So maybe that's why. I don't know. And also, just this whole thing about the Queen not using a wheelchair and then making a big deal out of it. It's so ableist. Levy, I wonder how many people in Billiam's team were fired. I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks. Rahini, I feel as though William and Kate need to hire better staff. These people are out of touch with reality. Well, I don't think that William in particular could handle being told what to do by somebody who was in touch with reality because they live in their own world. They live in their own bubble. They're so used to hearing yes. They don't like being told what to do. So I don't even think the most competent staff could do anything to help these people. And really, who would want to be hired and work for them at this point? Who? Denise, I saw pictures of Chris Rock with Andrews Epstein. Oh, we should watch what they say about others because can be that you know who with big foot in your mouth. Oh wow. See the receipts. I've been saying about receipts. And, Diana was trying to modernize the royal family, and they didn't want to listen to her. And she was a proper aristo, so they didn't even want to listen to her. Like Joyce, the York girls are ahead of Edward in the line of succession. Did the girls could have sat in front row with their father? Okay, that's interesting to know. But I can't imagine that they would have wanted to be front and center and take that heat. Or Joyce, William is not going to do anything with his staff. That statement was made for the public to believe he's going to do something. The staff knows too much. Yeah. They know where all the bones buried. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to show you is just something I found earlier. So we've talked often about the royals using black people for PR in a way that is just quite distressing, but it's something that they've been actually doing for a while. And I came across this. So this extraordinary and unexpected snapshot of rural life in wartime, unseen for years due to the fragility of the materials, documents most of ancient English traditions, the selection and crowning of the Queen of the May. But what's so surprising is that 60 years ago, the village of Stanion in Northamptonshire chose to honour a young black girl, apparently the daughter of an African merchant seaman who had been evacuated during the war. It's hard to know quite how literally to take the proceedings. The film was made by the Colonial Film Unit. Yes, there was a Colonial Film Unit for the purpose of screening throughout Britain's African and Caribbean colonies to demonstrate typical life in the UK at a time when the government needed to recruit the support of men and women from across the empire. Later, in the immediate post war period, such films not only acted to reinforce imperial solidarity, but formed part of a propaganda campaign to attract cheap labor to the UK. I'm going to play you the video, and this is actually Lizzie, I believe, crowning the young girl. So have a look at this. So yeah, there you go. And we've got the uh, same behavior, different time period. Carolyn, Willie, and Kate don't take advice from anyone they feel is beneath them, and that's pretty much everyone. So, um, I don't think there's anyone that can help them. Margaret, the tour was a result of letting staff complain about 5 a.m. emails. Yeah, they have no work ethic. Eliz, I tell you something, Diana managed a miracle raising at least one decent son in that nest of vipers. Meghan truly saved Harry in ways no aristocrat girl could ever. The monarchy is done. Yeah. Like a lot of these aristo girls are just they're groomed to just um uh marry and walk behind their husbands. That's it. They would not have the backbone, the wisdom, the intelligence, the grace that women like Meghan has. Hi, World Traveler. Yeah, starting early today because I have a busy evening. So early start. Yeah, they've been doing this for quite some time. But personally, how was that little girl really treated? I'd love to know. I might dig a little bit deeper into this. Find out what happened to her. Miss September. She looks like me. Oh, she looks like you. Is that how you looked when you were young? Bless. Yeah, Ruth, they've never gotten it. They've never gotten it. Someone should have told Lizzie. Do you know? I actually don't know if that was Betty. It kind of looked like her, but the description doesn't explicitly say that it is her. Okay, so that's pretty much all I had for today. Won't keep this running on for too long. So I'll just finish up with your comments and thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And happy Wednesday. It's almost the end of March, going into spring. And oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I did have one more slide that I wanted to show you. Patrick and SpongeBob, this is me today because my friend from Australia texted me and said that she's coming to London. I literally have not seen this girl in years, and because of all of the restrictions, she wasn't able to leave. Um, so this is me today, happy as SpongeBob because I'm gonna see my bestie. Thank you so much, Felina. Thank you so much for coming. Cho, yeah, that's royal process propaganda. And its beginning stage, she started stumbling even before it started. They let others believe they were the paragon of virtue. True that. Oro, what was the little godfather's name? I'll look into it a little bit more. It's a very interesting little clip. Start seeing if I can find any more stuff like that. Oh wow, Julia, 15 centimeters of snow last night. So pretty outside. I tell you what, 15 centimeters of snow in the UK and half the country would have shut down. We're so bad at dealing with snowy weather conditions, which is kind of crazy when you think about the fact that the Thames used to literally freeze over. Miss September, have you ever read the book The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton? It talks about women who are there to marry. Well, please read it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll put it on my reading list. I mean, listen, I see nothing wrong with wanting to marry well, with wanting to be a housewife, with wanting to look after the home. It's the issue I have is when a woman strips um, her identity so much, and what we see, for example, in the royal household, when you just become, a dummy, a mannequin, that I find very problematic. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to marry well and be a housewife at all. I don't think so. That's your choice. That's your choice. The same way a woman wanting to be a career woman is a choice as well. Janice, because Harry did not have a mistress to bring to the memorial, clearly he would have been out of place there with the deceased. His father and brother having their mistresses clearly on display. Allegedly, 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 for the lawyers listening. If you say allegedly 3 times, a lawyer disappears. Yeah, Harry's going to be the only Windsor man in all of Windsor history to have not had a mistress. Hey, Ruth, I'm going to give you the last word. Everything is in bloom and the sun is out. True that. Have a lovely day, everyone. Oh, Masha, maybe you should do a podcast with your bestie. I will definitely ask her to come on because I think she'd have a few things, maybe from the Australian perspective, to say about the Royals. But yes, please do have a lovely day, everyone. And I guess I will see you all tomorrow. Let's dance ourselves out.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control.